morning! Today I'm back working on the design for this Christmas dress. I've had a bit of a think about it last night and I like the direction that my designs yesterday were going, the kind of slim fitting with the stripes. So the next thing I want to do is see what fabrics and trims I've got here that might work for it, because I don't want to buy a whole bunch of stuff if I don't need to. So I'm going to get out all the red and white stuff and fabrics and trims that I've got and then see what the possibilities are from there. Okay, so I've been through all of my fabrics and this is what I've got in red and white. So I've got a whole roll of this lovely dark red matte Duchess satin. I've got quite a lot of this clear sequin fabric, which when you put it over something white gives that lovely white snow-like sparkle, which I think would be really good. I've got a whole roll of these sequins too, but looking at them now I think they're too pink and too rainbowy, so they're not going to work. I've got all the offcuts from the gown that I made last year from the white sequins. There's quite a lot of offcuts in there, so I'm wondering if maybe, because they're that lovely sort of snow white with the sparkle to it as well, they could work if I cut them out. Just using some white paper so you can get the idea. So that and those together is really pretty. I really like that. And they both give quite a different sparkle. And if I cut away the white backing and have red coming through it, that could look really nice too. So let's try that over the... Yeah, the white on the red satin looks really beautiful too. I think that's a bit bright. I'm preferring the darker red. Even though candy canes are that really bright red, I think going slightly darker red and a little bit more ivory just makes it a little bit more sophisticated. So I'm going to ditch my red sequins. And then I also have absolutely loads of red crystals, which are again are quite a dark red. They work with that satin. So I think I'm going to use, yeah, red satin, the white crystals over a white satin. These appliques and the red crystals to make my design. Then all I'll need to buy is some lining fabrics and maybe a zip or ribbon for lacing it up, and something white to go under there. So here's some of my designs from yesterday. Go and watch the previous one if you want to see how I got from the idea of a Christmas dress to doing this. I'll show you that process. So now I'm going to take these ideas plus what I've got for fabrics and come up with my final design. So I'm still really loving the idea of a slim dress rather than a full dress because of the candy cane. I'm still loving the idea of an asymmetrical shoulder again to reflect that candy cane shape. And I still want to incorporate a bow. So my thought now, so I like the patterns in this as well as using stripes. So I'm thinking maybe a corseted dress, so a corset built into a dress, with the side front split. So that's my sort of basic dress shape. So that's my basic dress. So a corseted dress with a split there. Then I'll pattern this up into one shoulder. And on there I'm going to make a big bow. Actually I might even look for some wired ribbon that could make the bow. A couple of long drapes either down the front or the back. And then from there I want to add some of the white shapes from that over the red, coming out and across. And then from there I'm going to bring something white down in a spiral around, maybe getting wider as it gets near the bottom. And in between I'm going to put lots of red crystals. And I'll put lots of crystals on here. What do I think of that? That could work. Or do I do the dress in white in the sequins and add the red and red crystals on top of it? Do a white dress? Yeah, so do I do a white dress with red stripes or a red dress with white stripes? I'm thinking a white dress with red stripes and then this in red. So this is all red and crystals, all the stripes. And that's the white sequins coming through. I like the idea of using the different width stripes as well. I like that. That could definitely work. And then have some long red. Or can I do it with a... Maybe not do the split to make it easier to keep the stripes going. I think that's breaking up. I think the split's breaking up the stripes too much. So what if... Did it more fishtail with inserts at the bottom. With the red stripes coming out. And put some of these underneath, so we've still got that element coming out from the side as well. I like that. I think this is the one. So it will be these clear sequins over a white satin, a red big bow of some kind on the shoulder, and then alternating thick and thin red stripes coming out from the bow and spiraling down the dress. And they'll be made, I think if I cut the red satin on the bias, I can applique them on and then cover them in crystals. So it's going to be that with that and the crystals over the top of it. I like that. I'll do it so it zips up the back rather than laces up, so we keep this nice line at the back. So then the back would look like that. So again, we'd have the triangular inserts to get that fullness. Seams, and then a zip there. And then our bow on the shoulder, maybe even with a couple of sort of long dangly bow parts covered in crystals coming down the back. So it's going to be a much darker red than I've drawn it with this pencil. I'm happy with that design. It's going to have a lot of sparkle on it. It's going to take a long time to do, but I reckon it'll be really cool. So I'm going to draw this up a little nicer, and then I'll be back to show you. So this is my final design concept for my Christmas inspired dress. So it's going to be a white and clear sequin dress with some of the white sequin appliques coming down from here and at the, maybe on the skirt as well. And then I'm going to use the red satin and the red crystals to create these candy cane stripes going around the dress in 2 different widths. The dress itself will have an inbuilt corset, but it will zip up the back just to keep the continuation of these stripes across the back. I've got rid of all the slits and splits in it again because I want the stripes to continue. So it's going to be super Christmassy, super sparkly, and hopefully really dramatic and eye-catching as well. The big bow on the shoulder will be made from the same satin with crystals and is going to be inspired by that huge bow that I put in my inspiration board. I'm probably going to have to wire it to get it to stay like that. And then at the back I'm just going to have 2 red drapes coming off the bow, again with some crystals on for sparkle. So this is my Christmas dress. Yeah, I'm really excited to start work on it on Monday. So the first thing I'll do is make up a toile just in some calico or some cheap cotton drill or something, just to check the shape of it on my mannequin. Then from there I can start making it in the right fabrics. It's going to be pretty time consuming to make. I think I'm probably going to have to hand stitch all of these. I'm thinking maybe cut this in bias, but I'm going to have to do some experimenting to see exactly how that's going to work. I don't have time to work on it this weekend, so on Monday I will start showing you exactly how I take my sketch and then turn it into a reality. Let me know in the comments what you think of my design. What would you have come up with from my inspiration pictures, or what would you have come up with from a Christmas themed dress? I look forward to hearing your ideas, and I can't wait to start working on this on Monday. So we are packed up and in the car, and this time we are heading to the Blue Mountains for the weekend. So it is Graham's mum's birthday, so it's a big family reunion slash birthday party, and yeah, I can't wait to see everyone. It's going to be a lot of fun. There are some fires still going on sort of around Sydney in the Blue Mountains, so we'll have to see how smoky it is. and whether that's going to affect my ask, and if it's too bad I'll just stay indoors. But I was determined to come, so I will find a way to not let it affect me too much. Nils in the back. I think she's making YouTube videos. Are you making YouTube videos? Yeah. Yay. So we've come into the smoke from the bushfires now, and we're around Campbelltown.
Yep.
And it's so thick. We've got the car on reset, but I can still smell it. It's kind of eerie. It's weird. It's really weird. It's got this orange glow to it. Look at the sun. The sun is bright red. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but it's bright red. It feels kind of apocalyptic. So we're heading up into the Blue Mountains now, and even though there's fires burning in the Blue Mountains, it's a lot clearer up here. We can still smell the smoke, but it's nowhere near as dark and smoky and eerie as driving through the edge of Sydney was. We're about 30 kilometres away from our destination now, so not far to go. We're here! We've made it! This is our house in the Blue Mountains for the weekend. Oh my god, this driveway's bumpy.
Yeah. We're here.
Good morning. We're in beautiful Wentworth Falls in the Blue Mountains for the weekend. It's so much clearer up here. You can still smell the smoke, but it's way clearer. So this is the little town of Wentworth Falls. We're just staying around the corner, but we've come in for a coffee run for everyone. I think we had a good night last night. Everyone's in need of a coffee this morning. The other coffees, you're going to make a lot of people very happy. So the smoke's come back in now, so this is the view from the balcony at the house. You can see how hazy it is and you can smell the fire again. So we've just been hanging out in the house for today rather than going out as we planned to. The kids are all down there having an awesome time. So this is the beautiful sort of rainforest garden of the house we've rented for the weekend. It's really peaceful here, but you can smell the, definitely smell the smoke. So I think the fire's only about 8 kilometres from where we are at the minute. So what's down here? I haven't actually been down here yet. I love these trees and the ferns. Hey, it's Sunday afternoon, we're back in Canberra. We had planned on visiting Wentworth Falls, going to Katoomba to the Three Sisters while we were there, but the smoke just meant we just couldn't do it. It was dangerous levels of smoke in the air. I get asthma, I couldn't risk going out there and breathing in all that air and ending up not being able to breathe. the dryness and the smoke's flared my eczema up, unfortunately, as well. So all the beautiful things in the Blue Mountains that I intended to vlog and show you this weekend just didn't happen. We still had a fantastic time. We just stayed in the house. We played board games, we played poker, we just had a really good laugh. So we still had a really fun time, even though we didn't go and sort of see the places we intended to go and see. So now we're back home in Canberra, and the smoke from the fires near here has come in over the weekend. It was clear when we left on Friday, but apparently last night I don't know, the wind must have changed, I guess, and there's thick smoke over Canberra now. I'm in the house and I can still smell it, and there's warnings to stay inside again if you're asthmatic or if you've got lung problems and breathing problems. So and it looks like it's around, they're predicting it's going to be around till Wednesday, so I'm kind of trapped in the house again because I don't want to go out and breathe all that gross stuff in. So I'm going to roll 3 days into one for this vlog, mainly because, yeah, I just didn't film nearly as much in the Blue Mountains as I had hoped to. So tomorrow I'm going to start making my Christmas dress. I'm going to work on the toile, get the pattern made. So I will be back to show you that. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon.